What is up, guys? How you doing? It's your boy Victor here with Thank You Gaming, and we are playing MLB The Show 17. That's right, we're still playing this game. But we want to talk about MLB The Show 18. That's why I'm making this video. I want to talk to you guys about my wish list, per se, about what I want San Diego Studios to have in MLB The Show 18. Now, the game comes out March 27th. If you pre-order it early, you will receive it March 23rd. And there's a bunch of different pre-order bonuses, which I will talk about in another video, so stay tuned for that. But let's get back into my wish list. Pretty much this is what I want MLB The Show 18 to have in two modes: Road to the Show and Diamond Dynasty. So we're going to talk about Road to the Show first, and then we're going to talk about Diamond Dynasty. If you have any great ideas, things that you want San Diego Studios to have in this game, leave it down below at the comment sections, and we can have a conversation about it. So MLB The Show 17 came out, and it had a lot of problems. We all know that. But we cannot fault them with the quality of the game that we got. Maybe the servers were overwhelmed and the hitting was kind of broken, but we got to admit that in Road to the Show, the graphics were awesome. The idea behind what they were trying to bring for Road to the Show was great. And Diamond Dynasty had a great content. But these are things that I think will make this game modes even better. And starting with Road to the Show, I think we need to just start over with it. I like it, but this year it became a little bit more repetitive. They had the whole narration of what was happening, which it was okay, but it became very repetitive. And I would like them to make this game mode a little bit more immersive. That when you make a decision, you see that decision play out. You see that, things are being affected. Your career, your teammates, the press knows about it. The commentators know about it when you're playing the game. So make it more of an immersed story. And I'll get right into details about that. Also, we do not like, and I know you guys are with me, we do not like the whole, going for the international West, East, Central teams so you can play 2-3 games and then get drafted. No, this is an idea that I have that will be amazing, and we're talking about having college teams. That's right, college teams. So there's nothing difficult about that. The same way you auto-generated 4 teams for the Central International and things like that, I believe you can make at least 6 teams, auto-generate them, call them, name them different universities, and have the player, when you create them, for us to choose what team to go to. And then while we're there, there's goals and there's things that and key moments and clutch moments that, depending on what you do, will either rise or downgrade your draft value, and that is what's going to be the thing that will actually see what team you're going to be drafted into. I think it's a great thing to do that. I mean, and even but we're going to keep the same aspect of, if you're drafted by a team that you don't want, and you want to put your draft value even higher, come back to college and, I don't know, go back to your senior year, things like that. But the game will acknowledge your decision. So whatever decision you make, you will hear you will hear your agent talk about it. You're gonna hear your college or university coach talk about it. And when you're playing the game, you're gonna hear the commentators talk about it. So along those lines, let's also have sponsors, instead of just being able to get the cars for your equipment. Why don't we make it sponsors? You get at least 3 sponsors that you can choose from, and different sponsors have different rewards that you can get in stubs and abilities and things like that, and that way you can actually feel like you're in charge of it, and it will feel like you're like an actual baseball player. And this is more when you get into MLB, when you get into the show, when you make it to MLB, you get those deals, those sponsors, and like every baseball player has. I mean, I know Matt Rosario he had a deal with New Balance, and he's getting his own shoes, he's getting his own gloves. So why can't we make it customizable for us to do the same thing? Maybe we get our own shoes if we're good enough. We get our own gloves. We want to side with Nike, Rollins, and Shield. We can go ahead and do so. Um, and those will have little side missions that you can do to get even more rewards. And going back to the college system, have scouts approach you and tell you, listen, you did great. Listen, you could work on this. We really want you. You should work on this. Or hey, we really need a third baseman. I know you're playing shortstop. Why don't you move? And lets you make decisions. That way, it affects you what team you're gonna be drafted. Now, I believe that we know the game mode is called Road to the Show, and once we make it to MLB, it just becomes repetitive. So why don't we separate this into three tiers, and we're gonna have Road to the Show. That's pretty much from college to the minor leagues to MLB. And that tier is gonna have a lot of goals because I think that they should be goals and achievements and things that and kind of like a checklist of things that you need to do to make it to the next level instead of just playing games, boosting your stats, and then on one random day you're like, hey, by the way, your contract has been bought by the AAA affiliate, or has been bought by the major league affiliate. Congratulations. No, you know let's see that happening. Let's see some type of acknowledgments and something that we are actually making decisions to to making decisions that are right. Also, so Road to the Show, that's first year. Now, once you're in MLB, why don't we call it Road to Stardom? Pretty much, there's a different set of checklists, a different set of goals that you need to achieve in order to make it to a 99 or a 90, to make it to the star level. Um, that way it doesn't become boring, and you just buy stubs, get your player to 99, and all of a sudden you're an 18-year-old that is 99, but yeah, you've been treated like a rookie because, let's face it, you are still a rookie. But no, with this checklist, your name is gonna come across. People are gonna talk about you and make you yourself a star. So once you make it to a star, you've been in the league. The last tier would be Road to the Hall of Fame, which they had that in the game, but it was just a meter that every time as years passed by, it kept going up. But the same thing, a whole new checklist, and pretty much you will do things to get there. So pretty much the whole immersive thing about this Road to the Show that I'm trying to pitch to you guys is the fact that let's have decisions matter. Whatever decision you make in the locker room, during interviews, in the game, in outside of the game, everything affects you. Either it's gonna make you better, or it's gonna make you bad. It's gonna make you likable. It's gonna make you nobody wants you. So you can act cocky and act out like a prima donna, and there's going to be consequences. The same way if you act like a team player, and you praise the team, the coaches, the general management, you are going to see the consequences. So make it more immersive, that we show that every action that we make, there's an effect, and it'll make it playable. I mean, we wanna play Road to the Show, but it's becoming the same thing over and over. And if you're me, I don't like it. So that's Road to the Show. If you guys have any other ideas about that, leave it down below in the comment section. But that's what we have for Road to the Show. Now let's get to what you guys really, really came into the video about, and it's Diamond Dynasty. Now for Diamond Dynasty, let's be honest. You take aside the whole games going to queue, and the whole batting and hitting fiasco where it was just bad. The Diamond Dynasty was amazing. I mean, we're talking about there was a lot of new players, a lot of new missions. So I want to start the Diamond Dynasty. The ideas that I have. Let's just have more missions, more programs. Keep it the way it is. Just add more. The same thing with players. Let's see new players. Let's see less repetitive players. I think they did a great thing about that this year. But let's not make it too repetitive. Let's not have 20 million Willie McCoveys out there, or you know what I'm saying. So let's have more players, less repetition. Also, a new thing that I think is gonna revolutionize Diamond Dynasty is uniform cards. The same way we have equipment, the same way we have sponsorships, the same we have obviously baseball player cards. Let's have uniform cards. If I don't want to make, I mean, the whole great thing about Diamond Dynasty is you get to make your uniform, you get to make your logo, and it's amazing. And people are super creative in the MLB community. It blows my mind how creative they are. But if you're someone that you just want to have a uniform, why don't we have the base uniform, home and away, of all major league teams, and have it as a card? So if I want to have the home uniform of the Mets and the away uniform of the Cubs, I can do that, and it's not going to clash at any moment because there's going to be home uniforms and away uniforms. So nobody's going to have the same uniform at the same time. I get it. The community logos are going to decrease. But if you just want to play the game, you don't want to waste time making uniforms. And I've seen people that don't really put time and effort in the uniform. So I think this is something that'll be awesome. I was thinking silver cars will be the base cars, which gold cars will be the alternate uniforms, and then the diamonds will be kind of like the stadiums is going to be the classic and old retro uniform. So I think this is pretty awesome. Also, going back to the logos, let's have a better search engine instead of having to scroll through pages and pages just to find something that you're looking for. Maybe have keywords, and if it falls under these keywords, then you get that. Another thing which has always bugged me, and I don't know why they do this, when you add new players, and especially rookies, and let's put the audios of their names, like, for example, Dominic Smith for the Mets. I'm a Mets fan, by the way. I mean, if you go to edit him outside of Diamond Dynasty, his name is there in the presets for the name audios. And why can't we do that? You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's that difficult. Just put his name if it's there. I mean, if you have to get the guy that does the names out there to every time you get a new player, no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the names are actually in the system as audio. Put them. It's not that difficult. Now, we had this last year, but this year I don't know what happened. The ability to sell comments. Nothing. I mean, I know they did it because you can use those comments and put them to your players, but I mean, if we can quick sell everything, come on, let's be able to quick sell comments. Also, let's talk about the cars being locked. And I'm okay with that. But why can't we have both? Instead of just having everything locked and you can't do anything only to quick sell them, why don't you guys give us, in the lifetime of the game, let's say 5 unlocks? So I get to unlock only 5 cars that I want to. And there's so much content that we probably going to have to be like, ooh, I need to be careful with what cars I want to unlock. But give us the ability to do so. People might not use them, but give us the ability to unlock cars, which I think would be pretty awesome, considering that people are quick selling Trouts because they're locked and they can't sell them. Or you get an awesome car and you forget that if you do a certain mission and program, they get locked, and then you lock them. Like it happened to me with Molina. I had him and I forgot that there's this thing that locks cashers, and I locked him and I didn't want to, and I would have made a huge profit with him. But it happens, so that would be awesome. Now, if you guys have any other suggestions, any things that you guys will want this game to have, change, keep the same, leave it down below in the comments. I mean, this game, I'm really excited for MLB The Show 18. I believe that it's going to be a great year, and I hope that they don't hold back. I hope that they truly, truly, truly add on and to what they already have. I don't want them to bring like certain games out there that all they do is bring the roster change, and they didn't change anything. So hopefully they watch this video. So if San Diego Studios, Ramon, MLB The Show Tips, If you guys are watching this, you guys think these are pretty cool ideas, let me know as well. I mean, I'm just giving out suggestions, things that I think will help the game, things that will be awesome to get everybody more, included into the MLB community, which I believe the MLB community is one of the best communities out there. Um, and going back to this game, there's people still playing it. I mean, this is a game that the life cycle never ends. It only ends when the new game comes out, which is pretty awesome. And I mean, you guys just saw a whole video of me playing a ranked season game, and there was not that many she's going on. So I mean, there's just a lot of things that I know will make this game way better. So hopefully we can make that happen. Hopefully we get a better game out there. Hopefully they also do my last idea. Want to talk real quick about the close alpha. I was one of those guys that really was upset about it. I'm not taking my I'm not taking what I said back. I think I had the right to be upset. Most people might disagree, but that's them. But to make everybody happy, why don't we get a beta out there? Let's get an open beta a week before the game, or maybe a week and a half before the game, where you can test everybody that is going to get this game. You can test that traffic. So do a really, really beta, open beta, with restrictions. Maybe just to play, get a lineup, play, and get the game going. That way you can see how it's going to be on launch date. Kind of like what Call of Duty does. And kind of like what NBA 2K does with their prelude. Things like that. So something along those lines. That would be awesome. So anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like, leave a comment, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Twitch. Please, 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 please share this. Try to subscribe. Get everybody else to subscribe. So this is your boy Vixter88, and he's out. Deuces.
Yeah, just a great all-around performance from him at the plate, as the stats indicate. Ended up with 4 hits, including a home run, so there is no doubt he was instrumental in leading these guys to the victory.